All right, Grenada, Carrico, Monica, and the rest of the world. Welcome to another Mikey Life program, people. This is where it all happens. The good, the bad, and the Mikey. Of course, it's always good to be with you to talk about what's making the news, man. Of course, today was a very interesting day. It started off okay, and then it ended in water everywhere. I'll talk to you about that in a moment. We'd like to welcome all the first-time viewers to today's program, and those of you who are online and are not in Grenada would like to say hello to you. The regular viewers, the Grenadians who are here, thank you for viewing. Now, folks, let's tell you what's making the headlines, boy. Severe flooding in Grenada. Canadian officials coming here for visa processing. Now, 4 Grenadians selected on the Windward's Volcanoes cricket squad. Unions seek to delay conciliation talks, says the government. And Prime Minister to meet with health sector workers. I think not to meet, but they actually, if I'm not mistaken, met today. FIU guidelines established for deposits achieved through SUSU savings, and Vincentian given 3 months for unlawful entry in Grenada. Folks, we would like to welcome you to tonight's Mikey Life program. This is News Discussed, Not Told. I'm your host, Mikey Hutchinson, and before we go to our first break, I'd like to encourage you to share the program. You see, once you share the program, that's how other people get to know that we are live. So go ahead, and particularly those of you who are on Facebook, so just go ahead and hit the like button and share button so that, you know, yeah man, spread the business, share the love. All right, folks, what we're doing now is take a quick break, and when we come back, it gonna be real news in all your lily lolo. So brace all yourself, we're coming back.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Once again, the countdown has begun, and time is running out. Shop at Courts today and make this season even more epic with the latest in electronics, appliances, stylish furniture, and so much more. Only at Courts, bringing value home.
Grenada, this one will have you rolling.
I'm breaking up with you. It's over.
The first annual KFC Come Laugh With Us comedy show featuring live from Nigeria comedy sensation Emanuela Success and the Mark Angel comedy crew.
I've sent the date. See you when I come.
Set the date. Mark the day. Saturday, December 14th. Grenada National Stadium. Get your early bird ticket. Kids under 16, $30. Adults, $50. Kids under 16. VIP tickets, $80. Adults, $150. Get your tickets online at GoToFet, TicketPal, and your regular ticket outlets. Grenada, this one will have you rolling. You, yes you, we welcome you to a new era. Genesis. 31st December 2019, All Year's Night, featuring the headline band from Antigua, the original Burning Flames. Burning Flames. Burning Flames, plus more, live at the Spice Basket Courtyard. Get your early bird tickets, 80 EC. Couples early bird tickets, 150 EC. Online at gotofat.com and your regular ticket outlets for a new era. Genesis. You, yes you.
All right, so welcome back to another Mikey Life program. Again, those of you who are just joining us, please go ahead and share the program. Now, the government of Canada, in a partnership with the governments of Grenada, is pleased to announce, they say, that Canadian officials will be in Grenada on Monday 18th and Tuesday 19th November 2019, and that is to carry out biometric processing for persons wishing to obtain visas. Now, as part of the visa application process, Grenadian nationals must provide biometric information, fingerprints and photo when applying for a Canadian visitor visa, study, work or temporary residence permit, or for permanent residence. Now, during the upcoming November dates, Grenadian visa applicants may take the opportunity to provide biometric information in Grenada rather than traveling abroad. Now, if you are planning to travel to Canada for study, business, tourism, family reunions or other reasons, please complete your online visa applications as soon as possible in order to take advantage of this opportunity in November. Now, Canada is pleased, they say, that officials will be able to travel to meet applicants on site in November, and it is hoped that this eased convenience will be fully taken advantage of. Now, outside of this visit, standard procedures remain for Grenadian nationals to travel to biometrics collection points in Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, or Trinidad and Tobago at all other times. Now, this exercise is geared towards the following individuals. 1. Grenadians who anticipate travel to Canada. 2. Persons who have already applied, whether online or by mail, for a visa, work or study permit, or for permanent residency, and have received their biometric instruction letter. And 3. Nationals of other biometric information required countries residing in Grenada planning to travel to Canada. Now, in order to book an appointment for biometrics collection, please write to, they say, bdgtn at international.gc.ca, referencing the visa application file number. Canadian officials will be pleased to assist applicants with both appointments and the required biometrics instructions letter during the hours listed. Now, officials will not be collecting applications or biometric information from applicants who have not received this letter. Now, all applicants will be required to bring their biometric instructions letter with them in order to have their biometrics taken. Now, the biometrics collection will take place on November 18th and 19th, 2019 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Radisson Grenada Beach Resort, Grenada. The Caribbean Court of Justice, the CCJ, is to meet tomorrow to consider a request for an advisory opinion on the interpretation and application of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas. Now, the CCJ is the first request for a hearing of this kind. Now, the court, which has sent out an invitation to the media indicating it will deliberate on this matter tomorrow, has said that it will convene in a hearing for further directions in an advisory opinion being sought by the Caribbean community, the CARICOM. Now, it concerns whether a member state can, pursuant to Article 27(4) of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, lawfully opt out of a decision of the Conference of Heads of Government taken under Article 46(4). Now, the matter points in the direction of the expansion of classes of persons entitled to work and move freely in the community, and whether the nationals of those member states which opt out of a decision under Article 27(4) can nevertheless derive the benefits of the decision. Now, Article 27(4) states that a member state may opt out of obligations arising from the decisions of component organs, provided that the fundamental objectives of the community as laid down in the treaty are not prejudiced thereby. And they are saying that media personnel are reminded that the proceedings will be live streamed on the court's official YouTube channel. Earlier today was no ordinary day in Grenada. First of all, it started okay. A little sun in the morning time. Then a little later on, it became a bit cloudy. And by about noon to 1 o'clock, place smash up. Rain for so. It rained for several hours. That resulted in widespread flooding. The south of the island was in a mess. Traffic was at a standstill. People were wondering what was going on, but people were running around with cameras. Yes, man. Yes, get the video, papa. Get the video. All right, this one is kind of twisted, but forgive us. All right, sometimes when we get cell phone footage, it comes up like that. All right, so don't twist your head too much and break your neck. But that was and listen, that was when the thing just started. All right, in the Montu area, but things then got crazy. There was flooding like crazy. In fact, that also prompted the police to send out a bulletin stating that the traffic department of the Royal Grenada Police Force wanting to advise the general public, in particular motorists, that the Mont Rouge, St. George's area, the entire ring road was affected today by severe flooding. You understand? They say also affected by flooding was Morris Bishop Highway and parts of Frequente Industrial Park. You understand? And they were advising motorists to take alternative routes. A lot of people calling, all what's going on by you? Where that system again, NADMA? So we contacted NADMA, you know, and NADMA say, hey, listen, there's no system out there like that. What we are experiencing is just a typical day of rain. But nah, listen, that was water. Water like MLE, you remember? It was a lot of water, seriously. And you know, whenever it rains like that, it slows down everything. Everything got slowed down. You know what I mean? But anyway, we survived that. You understand? We're moving on. All your 4 Grenadian cricketers are among a group of 14 selected to represent the Windward's Island Volcanoes to play in the regional Super 50 tournament. Yeah, man, the Super 50. That'll be really interesting. You understand? So we have Devon Smith, Emmanuel Strode, Ryan John, and Shaman Lewis. All give them a clap now. You understand? These men are going to be representing. You understand? And they are very good players. They have been making a name for themselves. And so we want to highlight these kind of things when they happen on the program. We have to tell you. You understand? Earlier, the government say that they believe we're moving on. We ain't staying long tonight. The government say that they believe that the unions are seeking to delay conciliation talks proposed by the Labour Commissioner. Make sure I'll pray. I hope I'll pray before going to bed. You know what I mean? So, the Grenada Technical and Allied Workers Union and the Public Workers Union, which are currently engaged in a wage dispute with government, according to government, are seeking to delay the conciliation talks proposed by the Labour Commissioner. Having failed to show up for both the pre-conciliation meeting and the actual conciliation talks last Thursday and Friday, the Labour Commissioner extended a second invitation for meeting on Monday and Tuesday of this week. However, in separate letters to the Labour Commissioner over the weekend, both unions stated their unavailability for meetings this week. In its letter, TAU indicated that, quote, the officers involved in the negotiations have prearranged commitments between October 21st and 24th, 2019, some involving overseas participants that cannot be rescheduled at this time. Stating that it is therefore prudent to reschedule the proposed meetings to a later date. TAU has suggested that its office be contacted for scheduling arrangements. In its letter to the Labour Commissioner, the Public Workers Union said it is only prudent that they request the same consideration as the unions are negotiating jointly. Now, the Labour Commissioner's attempt at conciliation is in keeping with the provisions of the Labour Code and collective labour agreements between the disputing parties, following the deadlock declared by the government's negotiating team on October 8th of 2019. TAU represents a handful of public workers, and the public workers represents well over 1,500 public officers. The government negotiating team says both unions are aware that there is a deadline by which expenses must be submitted for inclusion in the 2020 budget. And the 2020 budget will be in November, is it right? Yes, I think I told you that last week. Jano! A week. Anyway, there you go, eh? Our lady Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Mitchell, we were told was supposed to meet with staff of the Ministry of Health today. They said that the meeting was supposed to provide an opportunity for staff to share their opinions and concerns on matters affecting them and the provision of healthcare in Grenada. Similarly, the Prime Minister, they say, was supposed to welcome their suggestions on matters relevant to healthcare and how government can facilitate desired improvements. They say in proposing the meeting, the Prime Minister acknowledged the many concerns about the state of healthcare in Grenada, and he reassures the general public that government is committed to enhancing the level of care. Says that such improvement will not be possible without the direct input and collaboration of the staff within the sector, and therefore the meeting for today is supposed to reaffirm government's commitment to partnership required to achieve the desired improvements. Folks, it is a known fact that some of the nurses are not necessarily satisfied with how healthcare is being treated. In fact, we know that we have hundreds of workers, healthcare workers, nurses, going. As the years go by, they're gone. If this is continue, just now we have to joke ourselves, we have to give ourselves zuhu, you know, and making it up. That's them saying, oh, listen, by the way things looking just now, you gotta come and zugu all yourself, you know. You gotta go on YouTube and find out how to zugu. You understand? Wipe the area by the butt cheek here with a little piece of gauze. Take a time and get a little muff here, and then you're telling me? Imagine a man have to take out your own teeth. But no, that's serious matter. Like, you don't make no fun out of that because I want that serious piece. You know what I mean? Picture what it would be like if there aren't adequate healthcare workers for patients. In fact, I got a call on the weekend, and they were saying that they were seeking an audience with the government. You understand? So as to highlight to them the government in the event that they don't know what the serious issues are, what the concerns are. One nurse to a ward, and then kind of business. The nurses been calling on the program and trying to be responsible and call the other side and say, well, what's going on? Well, the one side of a story, right? One side of a story. So the administrative side of a story, the nurses have a story. I've heard from the administrative side that, hey, okay, so there was this nursing school and the government used to subsidize, you know, the training and stuff like that. But then these nurses, after receiving the training and so on, they're gone. You know, they pelled food. You understand? And then the government has to go back to the process again, retrain people again, and when these people go through nesting and thing and they go out there and then they pelled food. And then the cycle continues. And so they decided to move all the training to, I think it's to SGU, right? So there's a training program there. So just like how we go out there and we get degrees and stuff or whatever, disciplines and so, the nurses will have to do the same, right? So you go to SGU and you get your thing, and then you come out to the thing, you come back, you go into the system, and then you know your thing. Yeah, so the nurses may not necessarily be on board with that method. You understand? Because it will require more on their behalf, on their path, and then if you're not going to hire them permanently, then there's no real security where job is concerned. So you understand the concerns on both ends. But at the end of the day, what we have to look at is the result. So there's the concerns and there's the result. What is resulted in? It has resulted in too many patients to a nurse. Alright? And so we had to fix that. Alright? Got our speed. We're moving on. How we're looking for time. Oh yeah. Well, here the news are boss today now. I saw it at now Grenada, and then I heard Linda was talking about it, and I checked some people and they say, yes boy, that's true. The FIU is setting up guidelines to for deposits and things achieved through SUSU savings. You understand? Because you know they're trying to tighten up on things now. Right now, when you go and get money and thing, when you go and get money, they're asking you where you get that money, what's the source of your income. So I make a joke and I say, weed. We born, yeah. And I mean, yeah, because they just ask you a lot of questions. They ask me where you getting money from, whether you go in a money transfer thing. Anyway, you go right now, they're asking you what's the source of this funds. So now, they say, a lot of people come in and say, they ask you where you getting money. So what they are saying basically, okay, what if everybody comes and say, Susu? You know, it's like it opening up an avenue for all kind of thing, for ratty for racket. So they want to, and that's me just summarizing, eh? So they want to clamp down on that. You understand? So now, what you have to do is, when you go and think, you have to show proof that you were in a Susu. So, how they just call the person how does holy Susu again? I don't even know the name. The Susu keeper. Let's say the Susu keeper. I don't know the name. I don't stand for it. So they will have that will require signed documents from the Susu keeper. The Susuri. Hey, so you, yeah, I mean, yeah. Or the Susura. Janua. So so when you get your hand, you might have to get a stamp from the Susura to say, you know, that X and X was a Susuri, and here, this is the hand. There are how many members? You have to see how many members are in the Susu too. I ain't making it up though. You have to see how many members are in the Susu too. You understand? So that I can verify that this is what it is and this is what it is, so that, you know, people will try to use the name of Susu for no money crime. You understand? That's the best way I could put it for you without reading the whole long script. You understand? So yes, I hope all understand. The Susura is the person who manages the Susu. The Susuri is the person who get any money behind. And me I make it up, eh? The one say I say. You understand? All here. We had like a meeting last night by the Mikey Live Helping Hands Foundation, and we are trying to put together a nice a wine sale. Oh, I showed you all the wine the other day. You don't know nobody to I can't beg nobody to show you the bottle now. But we having a little for the Christmas now, so that we can raise a little funds so that we can do our Christmas drive. You know, every year we try to donate hampers and so on to persons who are not as fortunate as we are. Last year we did that, and it was really good. It broke my heart to see the conditions under which some people are left. All year, almost gonna visit all the grandmother and all the grandfather and thing, eh? No, I'm serious about it. Don't say that, oh, you just talk to them all the time so they're good. Visit them and you realize whole all about in people's roof, whole all about, you could just pull them out of the house and then kind of business. You have people still living in them kind of condition and they ain't complaining because they get so accustomed to it. People real jet. You know what I mean? You have people who have served years this country, and they left to live in houses with holes, rotten, termites, biting up and kind of thing. Rat making bed in them people place, like on couch and then kind of business, because they can't move around and then kind of business. It is our responsibility to fix that. And so for the past 2 years we have been trying, and this year we're trying to give to more families, and so we are going to, for the first time, have some sort of fundraising event, and that will be through the sale of wine and some other little goodies and things that we have. We want all to support And I mean, so once we get the drinks and so on, and we're doing that in collaboration with the Mikey Life Helping Hands Foundation in Canada as well, so that at least, you know, we can bring that to you. So we go set up our pre-order list, and so that persons can pre-order their bottles and organize, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that we can support this initiative. All right, so you'll hear more about that in the coming days and weeks. All right, but I just telling all the earlier. So we did it in the paper segment on Friday, and I realized that after the program, because we had so many items to share with you, we missed out one in particular from the we only featured from the Informer, and we did not do one from the Today. So in all fairness, all right, a 21-year-old, says the Grenada Today, and Vincentian pleaded guilty to unlawfully entering Grenada during the 15th and 16th of September. They say he will spend the next 3 months of his life confined to the walls of the Richmond Hill prison before he is deported back to his homeland, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. No, I just found this one to be funny. You understand? So people, so hear that piece. All right. They say Acting Chief Magistrate Teddy St. Louis handed down. Yes, so we're going again, right? They say the Chief Magistrate handed down the sentence at the St. George's No. 1 Magistrates Court on Monday to Tevin Williams after he told the court that he was, quote, guilty with an explanation, unquote. The young man was detained by police in the village of Telescope in St. Andrew last week, Friday. They say was not represented by counsel on the occasion of his first court appearance. Williams told the court that he did not come to this island to stay, but was on a mission selling grabber. I'm making it up. They say he was on a mission selling grabber. Well, the other day asking people what grabber is, because I hear nothing sounding about grabber and grabber. What the hell is a grabber? Huh? All there are so much names out there for this, for all kind of thing. All you, they say grabber is described by police investigators as a tobacco leaf used by smokers to camouflage or disguise the strong scent of a marijuana joint. Wow, boy, I never hear that yet. All right, so they say it's all about the grabber. He said he was honest enough to say that he was here on a mission to sell grabber. He said, quote, the boat I came down on broke down. The boat captain left to get help but never returned, unquote. He told the court in seeking to explain his continued presence on the island. However, the magistrate did not buy into that. Alright? They say that was on the grounds that some of the answers that he gave to certain questions asked of him just did not make sense. They say it wasn't adding up. When asked by the magistrate if he contacted his family to let them know what has happened to the boat, Williams fumbled, they say, to answer and eventually stated that no efforts was made to return home. The magistrate told the Vincentian that he was lying to the court and pointed out that there are many boats that go up to St. Vincent regularly from Grenada, and if he really wanted to get back home, he had many options. St. Louis sentenced Williams to 3 months for the offense and ordered that he be removed from the country upon conclusion of his 3-month jail time at the Richmond Hill prison. Papa yo, partner. Why didn't just tell him, man, the truth? You sell a grabber, you see the Grenadian ladies, they're beautiful, you like them, you decide to hang around for a little while. You know what I mean? Tell the truth, bro. Nobody's gonna hold it against you. The Grenadian ladies are hot. They're fine. And that we understand. Any judge, any magistrate would understand that too. They are right. Let's get serious now, people. Oh yeah. Tomorrow will be no ordinary day, boy. Dr. Trevor Friday. he will be laid to rest. The funeral service of Dr. Trevor Friday, it is scheduled to take place tomorrow, Tuesday, 22nd October, at the St. Patrick Catholic Church in Sauters, and that's according to Anglican rites. I never hear that yet. They say, maybe the church bigger, Catholic church bigger than the Anglican church, so, you know what I mean? That's denominational unity. No. The Friday family invites the general public, along with dignitaries alike, to join them as they celebrate the life of Dr. Trevor Friday, a true son of the soil. Now, Dr. Friday, aka Doc, was not only a noteworthy medical doctor, represented and respected, and loved by all, but an admired musician and producer that made his mark and lasting legacy within Grenadian culture. Now, at the very root of his legacy was his heart of gold, embodied by his love of people and community. Now, special tributes are scheduled to begin at 11:30 a.m. and will include cultural and musical ambassadors as well as government representatives. This will be followed by a funeral service at 1 p.m. at the St. Patrick Catholic Church and the burial at the St. Patrick Anglican Churchyard thereafter. Yeah, boy. Dr. Trevor Friday, boy, he was no ordinary man, you know, and I've heard so many people saying that this is a funeral service that they will not miss. You know, boy, everyone is talking about him. Everyone is talking about him for the people who he has come in contact with on so many different levels. You understand? Now, Dr. Friday was ailing for some time and lost the battle. You know? Yeah, I know about this life. You know, this life that we live, man. I mean, 1 minute you're here, and the other minute somebody's talking about you. So just like I'm talking about Dr. Trevor Friday now. Some of the harsh realities, man. All right, we are moving on, people. How are we looking for time? Earlier. Not only here. I mean, I think last week I heard there were complaints about the conditions of a particular school here in Grenada on the mainland, and as well as Carriacou. In this next report, we'll tell you about a similar situation happening in St. Lucia. But they have taken things one step further. What have they done? Teachers of a particular school all fell ill at the same time.
The Anthropo Secondary School would normally be bustling mid-afternoon Friday, but when our News Force team got onto the school's compound following an anonymous tip-off, it was like a ghost town. The teachers following Friday morning's meeting with the St. Lucia Teachers Union reported to their principal, Arthur Scott, that they were feeling unwell and were heading home.
This morning I was informed by my staff that they would like to call the union in to discuss a matter, and permission was granted. Following the meeting, the staff members came to inform me that they were not feeling well and they would like to proceed to their homes. At which time I informed the ministry of the matter, and the ministry then informed me that around 2:20 I should dismiss the students, which I did, and now the school is closed.
Multiple sources told News Force that the main grievance is the poor condition of the school. Our cameras captured images of the classrooms. There were telltale signs of neglect everywhere. There was evidence of mold infestation in many of the classrooms. Much of the furniture seemed in need of replacement, and the school plant generally looked unloved. Though the evidence was glaring, Principal Scott would not comment further on what led to the teachers' walkout.
As I said, I would take only one question. I took the question and I answered you to the best of my ability.
Ahead of the commencement of this academic year, the government invested $10 million in repairs. With widespread complaints about urgent need for repairs at many schools, the $10 million seems far short of what is required. On Friday, the St. Aloysius RC Boys Infants, and earlier this week, the Gordon and Walcott Memorial Methodist School, and now the Entrepot Secondary School, all closed because of poor working conditions. Stanley Lucian for the HTS News Force.
Thank you very much, Stanley. And we are moving on. And folks, I received this information, all right? So there's going to be nurses symposium that's going to be happening on October 23rd. And they say that there's a lot that they will be discussing. So nurses, you're invited to come out. Now, this symposium is going to be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the National Stadium. So all nurses, you are encouraged to be part of this symposium. All right. We are moving on. Olia, how are we looking for time? The next thing that we have to tell Olia about, boy, united you stand, divided you fall. They say that scores of commuters were stranded by protest of the bus drivers in St. Lucia. Decided to protest because of how the police treated one of their own. And listen, these guys made sure that their voices were heard. Check this out. There's an example in this.
Passengers breathed a sigh of relief after a few hours of being stranded due to protests by the Viewfort bus drivers who were on strike after one of their own was arrested following an incident with a plainclothes police officer. One of the drivers on the stand said the situation with stranded passengers was the fault of the police.
The police making the public face that what they facing there. It's not us, it's the police. The police is very disrespectful. It's not us. As Rambo said, they start the war, we finish it. The police do not have no right to knock nobody. If you telling the person, like you arresting the person, you're arresting the person. But you cannot just come and knock the man. You understand what I'm saying? The man is not your child. You must have respect.
The president of the National Cooperation on Public Transportation says they're seeking to have the Viewfort driver released from police custody.
Now going back to the police commissioner's office to see if he could be released so that work can start. Obviously there have been issues between the police and that particular association, but I don't think that's the reason. I think it was done wrongly and the guys felt that they need to stand together.
Viewfort bus drivers had initially stormed the police commissioner's office nearby, demanding that the driver be released, but he was out of office. He then extended an invitation for discourse if they returned to their duties on the road. According to the RSLPF, the exchange was an amicable one and the drivers returned to work. At press time, the driver, who was not yet charged, remained in police custody, and the incident involving him and the plainclothes police officer is currently being investigated. It is Andy Boville-Jones, HTS News Force.
Thank you very much. And while we're there, I just want to play you one more story from
I took one guy a video of that, but
oh Lord.
That just sent to the government.
We have to apologize for that, all right? Yeah, sometimes these things do what they want. Now, as we were saying to you, now, the issue here is two persons in St. Lucia on October 19th who lost their lives as a result of an accident.
On the weekend of October 18th to the 21st, the St. Lucia Fire Service responded to 95 ambulance calls, of which 87 were medical emergencies. The nature of those incidents included 8 motor vehicle accidents and 4 physical assaults. On October 19th at approximately 9:55 p.m., emergency crews from the Grosile and Babuno fire stations responded to a motorcycle accident at the Castries waterfront.
On arrival at the scene, emergency personnel attended to the injuries of the 2 riders. One was assessed and found unresponsive. He was subsequently transported to the Victoria Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead by a medical practitioner. The other sustained serious injuries. He was subsequently transported to the Victoria Hospital in a stable condition.
According to information obtained by NBC Prime, the other pylon rider died moments later. The rider had lost control of the motorcycle before it crashed into the median barrier at the Castries waterfront. Police are currently investigating the matter. The St. Lucia Fire Service also responded to 4 fires, which included 1 rubbish and 3 structural fires.
On Sunday, October 20th at approximately 5:15 a.m., fire officers from the Castries fire station responded to a structural fire at Marcia Castries. That structure consisted of a wooden dwelling measuring 20 by 30 feet. On arrival at the scene, fire officers were able to quickly control and extinguish the fully engulfed structure.
The cause of the fires are unknown. Cecil Actil, NBC Prime.
All right, thank you very much. And folks, that's going to bring an end to this segment. When we return, we've got the national report for you and the weather.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
For me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Once again, the countdown has begun, and time is running out. Shop at Quartz today and make this season even more epic with the latest in electronics, appliances, stylish furniture, and so much more. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Grenada, this one will have you rolling.
I'm breaking up with you. It's over.
The first annual KFC Come Laugh With Us comedy show featuring live from Nigeria comedy sensation Emanuela, Success, and the Mark Angel comedy crew.
I've sent the date. See you when I come.
Set the date. Mark the day. Saturday, December 14th. Grenada National Stadium. Get your early bird ticket. Kids on the 16th, $30. Adults, $50. Kids on the 16th. VIP tickets, $80. Adults, $150. Get your tickets online at GoToFet, TicketPal, and your regular ticket outlets. Grenada, this one will have you rolling. You, yes you, we welcome you to a new era. Genesis. 31st December 2019, All Year's Night, featuring the headline band from Antigua, the original Burning Flames. Burning Flames. Burning Flames, plus more, live at the Spice Basket Courtyard. Get your early bird tickets, 80 EC. Couples early bird tickets, 150 EC. Online at gotofet.com and your regular ticket outlets for a new era. Genesis. You, yes you.
Alrighty, folks, and right now we bring to you the national report. Following this, we'll have the weather. We are running out of time, and hence we are skipping the entertainment piece for today.
Canada to provide biometric processing for visa applications in Grenada. Details of this story and more in the National Report. Welcome back with the details to the news for Monday, October 21st. I am Sherry Ann Noel. Canadian officials will be in Grenada for 2 days next month to carry out biometric processing for persons wishing to obtain visas. The visit by the Canadian officials on Monday, November 18th and Tuesday, 19th is as a result of a partnership between the governments of Grenada and Canada. As part of the visa application process, Grenadian nationals must provide biometric information, that is fingerprints and a photo, when applying for a Canadian visitor visa, study, work or temporary residence permit, or for permanent residence. During the upcoming November dates, Grenadian visa applicants may take the opportunity to provide biometric information in Grenada rather than traveling abroad. For those planning to travel to Canada for study, business, tourism, family reunions, or other reasons, they must complete the online visa application as soon as possible in order to take advantage of the opportunity. Canada is pleased that officials will be able to travel to meet applicants on site in November, and it is hoped that this ease convenience will be fully taken advantage of. However, outside of this visit, standard procedures remain for Grenadian nationals to travel to biometrics collection points in Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines or Trinidad and Tobago at all other times. The exercise is geared towards Grenadians who anticipate travel to Canada, those who have already applied whether online or by mail for a visa, work or study permit, or for permanent residence and have received their biometric instruction letter, as well as nationals of other biometric information required countries residing in Grenada planning to travel to Canada. To book an appointment for biometrics collection, applicants must write to bdgtn@international.gc.ca, referencing the visa application file number. All applicants will be required to bring the biometrics instruction letter with them in order to have their biometrics taken. The biometrics collection will take place on November 18th and 19th, 2019 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Radisson Grenada Beach Resort. Moving along, the Mount Horn Child Development Center, which will cater for children from 6 months to 3 years, is expected to be completed by the end of December 2018. It is the first of its kind to be constructed in St. Andrew with funding from India UN Development Partnership Fund, United Nations Children Fund UNICEF, and the Government of Grenada. The project, which began in November 2018, is expected to provide a safe haven for children in the Mount Horn community and surrounding areas. Resident Roland MacDonald speaks to the importance of the facility.
This facility is extremely important to Moncton and the surrounding communities because Moncton is one of the most populated villages with children in the entire Northwest constituency. And to have a model center like this, being the first one built in St. Andrew and having it in Moncton, it's a blessing for us. As we all know, the brain develops most rapid in a child's life in its early stages. And as a result of that, this facility is so important. It will enable the young ones to develop the social skills that will enable them to better engage with other children and with other adults growing up. The people of Moncton and the surrounding communities are extremely excited about this facility because one, I said, it is a model facility, it's the first of its kind in St. Andrews, and it will give parents a safe place, a very safe place, where the children will be housed and the children will be taken care of. As you all know, that this facility will house about 60 children between the ages of 6 months and 3 years. And they will be divided into 3 different groups, 6 months to 1 year, 1 year to 2 years, and 2 years to 3 years. And I'm convinced that after children graduate from this facility, they will be in a very good state of mind upon entering the primary school facility.
He commended the workmen on the project along with the government.
I would really like to thank Minister Delma Thomas and the government for having the vision to give us such an excellent facility in Moncton. Moncton is a place, as a community, that has its challenges, with younger people growing up. And I'm convinced that such a facility will help the young ones to change their behavior and change their attitude as they become adults because of the importance of this facility and what it would have done for them in their early childhood years.
This is a national report. More news after the break.
GRENADA, it's coming as the Ministry of Youth, Development, Sports, Culture and the Arts brings to you National Youth Week 2019, and it's one full week of activities, vibes and action as the nation turns their attention on the nation's youth. And it's from Saturday, October 19 till Saturday, November 2nd under the theme Embracing Opportunities, Sowing Higher. October 19th and 20th, National Community Service Weekend, island-wide. October 26th, Health Walk and Ministers Address. October 28th, Youth Vibe. October 29th, St. John's Youth Parliament. October 30th, Job Fair and Career Day. October 31st, Fun Night. November 1st, Discovering Talents and Expo. November 2nd, it's National Youth Award. Sunday, November 3rd, Ecumenical Service and Peace Concert. So urging everyone to be a part of Youth Week 2019, October 19th to November 2nd.
Welcome back. The Grenada Community Development Agency, GRENADA, has handed over supplies to rural farmers as part of a drive to promote climate-smart agricultural techniques. Mina Buka, the Public Relations Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, attended the ceremony, which was held on Friday.
Water shortage is one of the greatest challenges faced by farmers, as reduced precipitation and increasing temperatures affect levels of water that is available. This places increasing pressure on small farmers. The Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, recognizing the importance of promoting climate-smart agricultural techniques to alleviate the problem, made it possible for 6 rural farmers to receive material. The material will be used to improve water access and storage on their farm, as well as increasing the nutrient value of soil through composting and rainwater harvesting. The ministry held the hands of the community organization, the Grenada Community Development Agency or GRENADA, by assisting with the procurement of the materials. This was made possible through a project backed by the Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO. A symbolic handover was held at the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands conference room on Friday, 18th October.
Some of the activities that we'll be doing, taking the sargassum seaweed, the cane bagasse from River Antoine, and make it into a compost, which we will try to move the farmers from the artificial fertilizer into the alternative composting. We'll be erecting a 10 by 10 water harvesting structure. We'll be supplying you with a 800-gallon water tank so that you can use your water. All right, so some of the benefits that we are expecting from you, you will be able to rotate crops. So you'll not be able only to plant watermelon, but you could put in a little peas or a little beans or so, a little cabbage, you know. Your crop yield should increase because you have water. And of course, when the rain comes in, don't use all the water in the tank and say you go store. Use your water effectively. And we want to be able to help you, to sustain you, so you could send your child to school, you could buy from Farmer Brown shop, you contribute on a whole to the economy by that.
That's Amanda Boldo from GRENADA. The undertaking is one which aims to promote food security in rural areas by involving climate-smart agricultural techniques. Farmer Emma St. Louis shared how this will contribute to enhancing her operations.
Water, especially in the dry time, no water, and the place will just get dry and cracky like cake. It will just crack up. So then the tanks it's beneficial because the land will be a bit softer and we'll be able to plant not even when the rain falling, but right through the time. So this is a great benefit, and they got my undying gratitude. I'm happy for this.
Mr. Elvis Maureen, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, pledged the ministry's support to the farmers.
The Ministry of Agriculture was very pleased to partner with, of course, GRENADA. And we understand fully well that the provisions made under the project was basically to procure equipment. And we know as farmers you would have a challenge. We know GRENADA would have had a challenge to get the stuff cleared, to transport it and so on. So as a ministry, and we recognize what has been done under the project, we felt it was necessary for us to partner from the ministry end and to work with you going forward. In other words, what you're going to do out of this project is of great benefit to the Ministry of Agriculture and by extension the nation. We want to work with you and of course allow and maybe commit to offer the technical support.
For the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, I am Mina Buka.
Grenadians from all religious backgrounds will gather at St. Patrick's Roman Catholic Church on Friday for the annual October 25th Thanksgiving Day service, which commemorates the anniversary of the U.S.-led invasion of Grenada. Over the weekend, a memorial service was held at Fort George in observance of the 36th anniversary of the execution of former Prime Minister Maurice Bishop and his cabinet colleagues. It was held under the theme, "The memory of our martyrs live on while we seek closure through reconciliation." The memorial service was followed by a wreath-laying ceremony. Dr. Terence Marisho, in his brief remarks, says that October 19th is a day they must always reflect on.
This day, as I've always said, and we have continued to say over the years, is a day that should be set aside for reflection. A day that we should set aside to think of what happened on that day, the sacrifices that were made, the martyrdom that took place right here on this hallowed ground. And so we hope that in time, this whole area will be transformed into a virtual museum of the history of what took place in that period, so that future generations and for posterity, people can come here and learn what exactly took place here and to continue to pay tribute to those who gave their lives on October the 19th, 1983.
The homily was done by Father Roland Mark, who said while the day is seen as a day of reflection, we as a nation must also use this opportunity to preserve the history of Grenada.
We must seek to respect October 19th. We must seek to work together. It's not just about a holiday when we can just sit and relax, but no, we are called to reflect not only on events of October 19, 1983, we can go way back into history, slavery, cholera epidemic, different times in our lives, in our history, where we experience tragedy. But the point is, we must seek, by God's grace, to find it in our hearts with His strength to make this day a day that reflects dignity, respect, and at the same time, preserving our nation's history.
And that story just concluded the national report for Monday, October 21st. Recapping the top story: Canada to provide biometric processing for visa applications in Grenada. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Sharian Noel, thanking you for viewing.
All right, thank you very much, Sharian. And let's just quickly take a look at the weather. All right, and we see here that tonight we are expecting a low chance of thunder showers. The minimum temperature is expected to be 23 degrees Celsius. Winds are northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting higher with showers. Seas are slight to moderate, waves 2 to 5 feet in open waters. And that's the weather for tonight, guys. Be safe, stay dry. God bless you. We are out of time, and everyone on the program, I just want to say hello and thank you to you for viewing tonight, and thanks as well for your loyalty, guys. Please remember to share the program. Those of you who are viewing on WPG10, we want to say thank you as well for watching. God bless you and your family. Everyone, I can't say individually good night to you, but a general hello to all of you. All right, God bless you. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we all say ja. No, good night, everyone.